Chinese authorities started to allow full foreign ownership of passenger car manufacturing on January 1, 2022. This new policy means from 2022, foreign manufacturers can have full ownership of factories and other facilities for manufacturing in China, instead of the existing agreement that foreign investors, such as Volkswagen, Honda, Ford, etc., have to form joint ventures with Chinese local auto companies before successfully entering Chinese car market. The new policy overrides the requirement since 1994, whereby China required foreign automakers to form a 50:50 joint venture with one of its local carmakers to enter the Chinese new car market. That requirement meant outside carmakers were required to tie up investment in China. At the same time, they shared profits and technology with their Chinese partners. That is to say, China had a limited number of foreign carmakers which owned no more than 50% share of any local venture from 1994 to 2018. In 2018, the world's biggest car market scrapped the foreign ownership caps for utility and new energy vehicles and vowed to remove all restrictions for foreign investment in the sector by 2022. U.S. electric automaker Tesla was the first wholly foreign-owned automaker in China with its first overseas factory built in Shanghai. Well, lifting the restrictions gives chances to encourage and motivate international startups to enter the Chinese car market without finding a local partner and forming a joint venture beforehand. Meanwhile, this new move could motivate local partners to withdraw from the existing joint ventures with Western companies when needed. When the joint venture brand becomes a wholly foreign-owned brand, can China's domestic cars withstand this wave of challenges? Are Chinese local car companies ready? In addition, under the new policy, does it also mean that some glorious joint venture car companies such as BMW Brilliance, Dongfeng Nissan, and FAW-Volkswagen are coming to an end? Okay, that and more is exactly what we are going to talk about. Let's get started. History has proved time and time again that every time China lowers the policy threshold for restricting outsiders, the entire industry can take a big step forward. Next, let's take a look at the timeline. In 2009, China launched new energy vehicle subsidies, and the new energy vehicle industry chain opened the way for development. In 2015, China opened the access gate internally, and enterprises that were not originally in the automotive field or were at the edge of the industrial chain can enter the automotive industry. In other words, Xiaopeng, Ideal, NIO, etc., this group of new energy emerging car companies basically came from the opening of this round of policy thresholds. Then in 2018, China decided to lift the 50% shareholding restriction on foreign-funded new energy vehicles. In October of the same year, Tesla settled in Shanghai. Like a silver carp, Tesla broke the original pattern of new energy vehicles and inspired new vitality in China's entire new energy vehicle industry chain. Especially on the battery side, a global leader like CATL was born. Therefore, in 2021, the sales volume of China's new energy vehicle market reached 3.52 million, accounting for 54.2% of the global new energy vehicle market, ranking the first in the world. In August 2022, China's automobile export exceeded 300,000 units for the first time, officially ranking as the world's largest automobile export. In 2022, foreign car companies can be wholly owned in China. With the development and growth of China's local auto companies, the weak babies in the cradle have grown into young adults who can compete with the world's auto powers. Now is the time to remove the protection policy and strive for greater development. At present, in addition to its own brands, China's domestic auto market is divided into German, Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Japanese, Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Mazda, American, Ford, GM, Tesla, Korean, Hyundai, Kia, and French cars, Peugeot, Citroën. According to the current sales volume, as well as manufacturers' self-confidence and gambler psychology. I guess, except for the Korean cars that lost the bet and are eager to make a comeback, and BMW, which make money so easily. Currently, no manufacturer wants to be a sole proprietorship. However, this situation will change quickly, and 2025 will be a dividing point again. We will just wait and see. In June 2018, the Chinese government officially announced that the restrictions on the proportion of foreign ownership of passenger vehicles would officially lifted in 2022. Just so you know, the number of Chinese auto exports that year was only 1.15 million units. Although I don't know the proportion of the quantity in it, the proportion of the amount is as follows, that is, it is only 1.6%, which is only $15.7 billion. In 2022, after the lifting of restrictions, China's auto exports exceeded 3 million units, becoming the second largest auto exporter after Japan. The volume is almost 3 times that of 2018, and the value of exports is 10 times that of 2018. In addition to breakthroughs in automobile exports, CATL and BYD are already far ahead in China's domestic battery sales, and the global market is also firmly occupying the first camp. In other words, after the liberalization of sole ownership by foreign-funded car companies, the product strength of Chinese new energy car companies has risen, and leading companies have equaled or even surpassed foreign-funded car companies of the same level. In other words, China already has the hard power preparations to loosen restrictions. I know that many people will still look at China's domestic self-owned brand cars with the thinking of decades ago, but they don't know that the Western giants on the other side of the ocean have bought Chinese auto products and disassembled them for research, trying to figure out what technology is used in China to make cars such a cost-effective product. The CEO of Volkswagen even bought the BYD Tang on purpose, was caught speeding, and wanted to study China's new energy vehicles. Some people may still sneer, saying that the threshold of China's auto industry is low, and anyone can do it. But have you ever wondered why the threshold is low for producing cars in China? Do you know why when the global automobile production is reduced, only the Chinese automobile industry is still producing at full capacity? Have you ever wondered why China does not lack any spare parts? When you own all the industrial chains of the entire automobile industry, you have unparalleled production advantages. The market for joint venture cars in China is still huge, but this is already a historical inertia. Today, China is already the world's largest automobile production country, and it is only one step away from Japan, which is the world's number one. That is to say, the joint venture automobile is a product of compromise in the process of China's industrial development, and has completed its historical mission. Finally, in order to gain a foothold in the field of China's auto industry, it is no longer feasible to rely on brand strength. Whether it is a domestic independent brand in China or an international century-old brand, you have to rely on real skills and work hard. Therefore, in my opinion, after foreign auto companies are allowed to be wholly owned, Chinese-made cars and wholly owned cars may be combined to beat joint venture cars. In fact, this policy is of little value to companies other than Tesla. Because now the era of joint venture car has passed, even if it becomes a sole proprietorship, large probability also beat the rise of China's domestic car. The Chinese auto market may see a repeat of the domestic phones plus Apple attack on Samsung, Nokia, Motorola, HTC and LG. Okay, that's all for today. Please put your comments below, and share your insightful ideas with other people. Do you want to learn about more auto stories? Please keep following our channel and like our videos. Your precious time with us is highly appreciated. See you.